Come on, dude. Okay, we've stopped. What's going on? All right, so we're here for another barn update. I believe today is day... good question. I skipped a couple days. They didn't work Friday or Saturday, but they worked Sunday. And so this would be day like 10 or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Who cares? We lost count now. All right, so the update is from the front, it looks the same. But from the behind, the side, we've got siding going in. Now, I know what you guys are all wondering. Hey, Jacob, why haven't they put the foundation in? They put the sides in. I don't know, okay? So stop asking me. I'm not in charge. This is what it's going to look like wrapped around the whole thing. All right, so there's just this white-looking barn with humongous windows. I don't know, if you ask me, that looks really good. I mean, just to give you guys a heads up, I come up about halfway up that window. Here. That window is huge. So there's gonna be a lot of natural light in here. Obviously, the sucky part is the concept that I can only do handstand pushes between these two spots. I mean, between the two windows throughout the whole building, but whatever. So one big thing to note, now we're gonna have to try and figure out pretty soon, that's my dog, is where to put the rig at. That's gonna be the hard question. So now we're inside the sucker. Okay, so they did both sides. They also did the first slant or grade, whatever you want to call it. And so I think today they're gonna finish the top. So the real talk is where we put the rig at. And in my previous barn, we put it off. It's not gonna be freestanding. No matter what we do, it's gonna have to be against the wall because I think freestanding rigs are a waste of space. But I think we're gonna come off this wall. So we're gonna put OSB, insulate it, put OSB on it, come off the wall. But the problem is I have shrimp trawlers that come off my rig that I do muscle-ups from. And I need to determine if there is enough space. So my rafters are my, whatever you call these two boards here, are 4 foot apart. And so I should have space to do it in between. I just gotta make sure that when I come off the wall 4 feet, plus that like 1.5 foot of the shrimp trawler, that I have enough space to do muscle-ups in that spot. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario. If you don't, I can easily hang them from this big old header pole here, whatever the heck this is. I can easily hang them from there. And I just won't have shrimp trawlers on the rig then, which is fine. But to be honest, like in my old previous barn, Jake Flowen, who's pretty tall, he's 6 foot, he couldn't do muscle-ups on my rig because of how the rig was, because the rings can only go so high, the shrimp trawler was only so tall, and he was too tall for it. So it just might be that kind of thing, like if you're over 6 foot, you just can't use the rings on the shrimp trawler on the rig, you just have to come use rings off this header board here, which is fine, this ways around it. But trying to determine where to put the rig at, I personally want to put the rig alongside this wall, but then I just got to figure out if there's enough space for the rig to do that. And then also, is there enough space for barn muscle-ups, which I think there is. I mean, it's 10 foot from there to there. And then especially you'll go in between these boards. We'll make sure, how we'll do it is we'll make sure to, this insulate it, OSB it, and then I'll bring the rig in, or I got a couple guys now bring the rig in. We'll hook the whole rig together. We'll put it in a spot we like it, and we'll keep shifting it till we like that spot. And then once we like it, then we'll drill it in. So that's kind of the goal. And then for wall balls, you might be asking, well, wall balls, ladies and gents, I don't have wall ball targets on my rig because, I don't know, I think it looks ugly and it takes up space. So I think we're going to end up maybe I'll put a nice piece of wood that Kelly will like, and I'll drop a nice piece of wood from this header board because that thing's probably 14 foot tall. So maybe I'll drop a piece of wood for wall balls there, or else you'll do them against this pole, or else you'll just do them against the wall. There's a lot of options, but most of these decisions are going to have to be made once the concrete's in, because that'll obviously take up some space from the ground up and raise my floor up. So once the concrete's in, the insulation's in, and everything's done pretty much, then it's going to require me to come in and say, okay, where am I going to put the rig at? Where the muscle ups go at? Where's the best place to put rings at? Stuff like that. So anyways, That's my dog. This is my barn. That's my pretty running route view. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys later. See ya.